Hey guys, Sunday, June 29th, 2025. Let's do market recap. We're going to start off with the indices. So far, the Dow Jones is lagging a little bit, but S&P, Nasdaq are doing very good, making new highs. Dow Jones struggling, slow to start. Russell having a really tough time trying to catch up. And I'm sure it probably has to do with the tariffs. Nikkei already kissing this area right here. Could probably push higher and kiss the high. But in that projection of going north. Euro having a late start. We go to the Dow, the DAX. Remember the DAX when we were struggling, pushing lower, the DAX was just chucking along. And it had a correction there for, you could say, 2 weeks. And now it's back to try to test the highs. The VIX is pulling in, so that's good. As long as the VIX is in a sideways to lower, the indices are going to push higher. So if you own equities, stocks, I think you're all right for now. Nothing negative from what I see. Energy, glad I sold my crude oil because I was hearing some news that things were going to stabilize. And I figure I just got to get out. This was the only catalyst was that war. And now the ceasefire and all that, everybody got out. As long as that war, everybody was throwing bombs and all that stuff. There was a lot of volatility to make money. But now that the things kind of calm down, people just get out. Same thing with crude Brent, RBOB, same thing. You see a bear kicker candle, weekly. Heating oil, same thing. The only thing is natural gas hasn't done really much. Pushed above $4, but then came back to test $3.50, and it's still inside this channel. So nothing really to say about natural gas. I am not trading it. I'll wait till key levels are broken and we have a closes above these key levels, and I'll start trading it. But as of right now, I'm not going to be in that chop fest. Ethanol just kind of between the $1.80 and you can see $1.50 in that range. Bond, the 2, the 5, and the 10 are kind of chucking and pushing higher or grinding higher, and the 30 is still kind of holding a little, not really too much movement. And the softs, cocoa, inside weekly candle, cotton just consolidating, orange juice consolidating between the 200 and 300. Coffee selling off, which I like. Actually, let me get a sip right here. Selling off. Cheaper the better. When I travel, I take Starbucks, but I'm really looking for Dunkin' Donuts. But if I can find Dunkin' Donuts, I'll settle for Starbucks. Lumber pushing higher, grinding higher. It's in this channel. We do that like that. Then a channel going upwards. So I guess pullbacks would be a good idea to buy as long as it holds that channel. Once it breaks it, then that's when you probably want to get out. Sugar, pressures to the downside, guys. I mean, you will have to go monthly to see where, and that'd probably be 15. If you're short sugar, just keep trailing your stop lower until you get to something like that and it gets you out. Metals, well, everybody's trading metals. I've been saying that there's a correction coming on metals. Not all metals, I'm talking gold. that 33.30 area. That's the 90 degree. If that wasn't holding, I could see it kind of pulling in. I'm not saying a crash, but a correction. I got to do some more research on it, but definitely expecting a correction on gold, silver. I don't know if gold pulls in, maybe silver pulls in, but so far silver is chucking along nicely. It's at 36, undecided. You can see those 3 weekly candles. Doesn't want to go higher, but doesn't want to go lower. So it's just in this area right here. Platinum, as you know, my platinum video, we already hit the 50%, which is at 1440 area. And that was that high. Now we're kind of falling back, but nothing severe. So let's see if this week coming up, it tests that level. But if it fails, you got to be careful. Or maybe it just pulls back in and then bottom feeders will show up and then they'll retest that midpoint 50% level for 1440, sorry, and then see what happens. But if it could break above there, that would be great. If it doesn't, you're going to be working on a wave 4, and that's when you probably want to accumulate, because it's going to eventually then, if the Elliott wave theory is correct, it's going to hit that 50 and then break right through it and then end on the wave 5. So keep this one on your radar. It's very interesting. Copper, just did a video on copper yesterday. We already know that August is weak, so we got to pay attention to August. July seems like it's very bullish, or this momentum to the upside. So one thing to think about copper is that they might push it higher and kiss all these highs and maybe push it a little bit more in July, and then somewhere between July and August, pull the rug if the seasonality is going to play out. That all depends. I know there's catalyst with the supply demand in China and also the EV. Look at all these things, and that's what's, making this market very volatile. So wherever side of the boat you're in, it could push higher, but just keep an eye on August. I will have to do some more analysis, more Gann theory, more technique to kind of get a better grasp of it. But someone brought it to my attention, and I thought it was pretty worthy. As you can see, it was just very tight here, very tight. Even my indicators are showing that. Looking at the price action, let's look at the monthly. Yeah, I mean it's pushing. It wants to break out of here. That's that 5 right there and change. Like a boom, go down, boom. Bears come in, boom, and now the battle's getting more fierce here, and now we close above $5. So it wants to go higher. Just like I said, remember August. And it may not play out. It may just ignore August and just continue pushing higher and trend higher like this. You just never know. I'm just showing you the probabilities. But it could definitely do this move if there's a lot of demand. Platinum, palladium, slow to start, not like our brother here, platinum. But I still have it on my radar. I think this is the best one to. I think this is the best underdog right here. The most unliked, hated, not popular. This guy. And this guy got a nice ready move here. He hasn't even started yet. But if it does want to do something like this, this is just the beginning. So we got to keep an eye on these 3. These guys already made a move. Silver is chugging along, struggling, but chugging along. Meat. I was short on live cattle and got out of my short because I was expecting bulls to show up, and they did. And now they're taking it to 213. So my eyes is to be that 218 and see what happens. Once the bulls take it to 218, I want to see if the bears are going to pounce. If the bears pounce, I might join them. and maybe do another leg lower. So that one's on my radar too, and I have alert at 218. If prices do get up there, it's an option for me to consider a short and see how it plays out. I haven't done feeder cattle, but this kind of the same price action. Lean hog really surprised me, going all the way up. I mean, we have to go to the monthly. It already took out that high. It was dancing there. So it could maybe be a little bull trap and maybe pull in. But you got to wait and see. But if it's going to push higher, definitely 120 is probably a target if you're long, lean hogs. Grains. Corn is very bearish. Let's see if 400 holds. Or if not, you could say maybe this level right here. I can't tell what level is that unless I go to the daily, but keep an eye on that. And definitely 400 to see if it holds, but definitely pressures to the downside. Soybean oil looks like it had a nice price gap or change of contract. And soybean meal made new lows. That's very interesting. Oil, bullish, and meals, bearish. Oats, consolidating, nothing interesting there. Rice just kind of popped, but nothing really. That'll be interesting if it closes above 14, but nothing there. And soybeans, just consolidating. Wheat, still consolidating anywhere between 600 and 520 to the range. And canola got this nice pop, and now 750 looks like it's major resistance. I probably see support coming in here, maybe around 670, around there, in that area. Let's go to currencies. So I am short euro, which pretty much it's pretty much long dollar. But so far I'm feeling a heat. I'm still holding my position. I want to see how it goes this week. If the dollar pushes lower this week, then I'm going to get stopped out, or I'm going to close my position for a loss. But I am short euro, and depending on the dollar, if it turns around this week, I might come in and short the pound. But I am short euro. So far, it hasn't been working for me, so we'll see. But I think we're very close. Maybe I'm just too early, but we're very close for a turn on the dollar because I feel like it's very overcrowded to the short side. So I think maybe we'll probably have a nice correction for maybe 1 or 2, 3 weeks straight, and then maybe resume the trend lower. But I'm trying to play the contrarian here and expect a turn on the euro. And if the dollar goes up this week, I'm probably going to jump on the pound and ride both of them down for a correction and then get out. But that's my game plan. I don't see anything here. I just play mostly the euro, the pound, and maybe the Aussie, but the Aussie hasn't really done much compared to we got also Bitcoin. We're going to go to the Bitcoin here. Crypto. So far, let's go to the weekly. It's holding this level right here. 100,000. And this right here. So it hasn't really cracked. It hasn't really gone above. So it's in that range. So you can make some money, scalp here and there. Those are your two alerts. Once, it gets down here, buy. Once it gets up there, sell. Unless you get a bull kicker candle like that. Then it's going to resume. It's going to continue pushing higher. But we don't have a bull kicker candle here. We had it here, and that's when you get in. So once you see a candle that size in an area like this, that's when you just have to just get in and manage your risk. But we don't have that here yet. But it looks like it could, because this kind of looks that same thing setting up right here. All we need is just that nice fat candle. And then I'll probably consider a long on Bitcoin. But you can see very choppy here and there. I just don't know if the dollar reverses, if that brings pressure on Bitcoin. I'm not too sure. So that's something I need to consider too. But if the dollar continues selling off, I get stopped out on euro, then and I get a bull kicker on Bitcoin, then maybe all these are going to follow Bitcoin up. So that's another consideration. Let's see. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, lastly, the uranium sector. So I cleaned up some of my charts this morning, and this is the uranium futures. As you can see, we are kissed already the 25% of the APF. So we got 82.75, which is the 50% right here, and then we got our midpoint. And so far, I want to see what's going to happen once we get to, you can say 79.20. The high we have here, it's at 78.90. So is it going to stall here and pull back, do a correction, maybe find support in this channel, and then break through at 82 sideways, and then continue going like that? We shall see. But that's what I'm watching to see what plays out. So if it does this kind of thing, this could be your opportunity to get in if you're not in. And then see if it could break through the APF at the 25%. It could just continue pushing higher, blow right through the 25% and go straight to the 50%, 82.75 right here. And then maybe consolidate and then do another leg higher to your midpoint and then your 61.8, which is 98.15. So either way, however it plays, I'm still holding my position long on the uranium sector. Another one that I watch is Kazatom. So I worked on my chart, and let's see. So this is the new demand zone right here, 33 between 29, and we are in the bear camp, the supply zone. So we're somewhere around 42.85, and I use the Kazatom Prom as an indicator, sentiment, pretty much kind of letting me know what's the gauge. And I've always said it's uranium spot, uranium futures, which I just showed you, Kazatom Prom, this ticker symbol, and Cameco. And what I want to watch to see if Kazatom Prom gets all the way up here, can we break through that trend line right here? And if we do, and close above 49.55, watch out. Things are going to start moving pretty quick. CCJ is Cameco. This is the strongest. This is the strongest one here, or the big boy. And I went, and let's see. I went way back. Let's go way back. I worked on this chart this morning. Because now we're pushing into new price discovery. What is price discovery? Places that we've never been before. New horizons. As high as we went was what? 55. And that was in 2007. Then we had this bear camp or bear campaign. And then something happened right here around March of 2020, and things changed. And you can see that it chucked along. I rode some of this wave, and then I got out. I mean, not Cameco, but the sector as a whole. And then I got back in. Now, and I got back in watching the uranium futures correction play out. I mean, got out before the high, watched the correction played out in the uranium futures and spot. Once it based, and then I saw the opportunity and timed it using Gann technique. I got in again, and now things are working out. So a couple of levels you want to watch, and I'm using past data, which I call impulse waves, to determine levels now, since because we don't have nothing here. So measured moves from the past to help me forecast in the future. So we have the 272, which is at 74.37. We're already at 75.42. Your next target would be 82.08. That's the 414. And lastly, 93.16, which is a 61.8. So these are your targets into the future on Cameco. And so far, this is very, very parabolic. This is not good if it continues like this for weeks and months. Something has to give, because life is not just going up. Life goes down, goes up, go down. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel lousy. And this is like a really feeling good moment. But just be careful, because as you see the highways and the roads, they just don't go like that. Sometimes they go like this. So that's how, you want to see the markets. So as long as it's going high, nice, yeah, I'm happy. I'm bullish. But don't get disappointed and don't be crying and, oh, what happened? Why is it pulling back? Because that's how markets work. Not going to always go straight to the moon. It's going to pull back. It's going to consolidate once in a while. So as long as you remember those patterns and cycles, it'll consolidate and then, do its thing, or retrace, correct. But why is it pulling back? So funny. People just don't get it. So just be careful. But you got to pivot there. You got here. You got some key level targets to look forward to to the upside. And that's it. Futures, Cameco, Kazatom Prom, and the uranium spot price that I'll be working on a video for the July forecast, and then we'll continue from there. Other than that, I think that's it for me. Wrap it up. Keep an eye for Bitcoin for bull kicker this week or whenever it does show up. Once you see it, if you can look, when you get these bull kicker, consolidating, bull kicker, it just continues pushing higher until it corrects. Futures, things are looking good on the indices. Currencies, I'm expecting a turn on the dollar. And if it doesn't play out and continues pushing lower this week, then I'll close my position or get stopped out, one or the other, on the euro. And gold, I'm expecting a pullback. So if it does pull back, keep an eye on that pivot there. I don't know if it's going to get to 3,000, but you never know. But definitely keep an eye on that last pivot right there. Because it could find support, then go sideways, and then the bulls could probably come in and show up. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on Market Recap.